Everybody just breathe in and breathe out. I know I've had to do that a lot since yesterday. It's tough to be a Tennessee Vol. I feel like we're just cursed or something. We can't have anything nice. Um, uh, that second half, that could only happen to us. Um, just could not play worse if you drew it up. That Tennessee team that went at halftime and came back out, it looked like somebody went into their jerseys and a whole different team come out. So it looked like they had a lobotomy. No energy, no desire to be there. And after the first half they played, where they were flying around, playing, they were sound. They had composure, not giving up big plays, just doing everything right. And then they come out in the second half and play as piss poor as you could possibly imagine. This was a game of two halves. Tennessee thoroughly dominated the first half, up 20-7 going into halftime, and then Alabama comes out and scores 27 straight points after halftime. I tip my hat to you, Alabama, and you Alabama fans. You deserve this game. You won this game. Um, no excuses here, even though the officiating was garbage. Hey, you have to overcome that on the road. You got to overcome that. That's the SEC. You've just got to overcome the calls. I know Alabama fans will point to the fact that last year they had a lot of bad calls. So it just is what it is, guys. Officiating was garbage, but we didn't help ourselves either. Giving up just big play after big play, losing gap integrity, and letting Jalen Milroe run. Uh, not being in the right defense and letting guys get behind you, like we did with Isaiah Bond on that first drive of the second half. So you just can't do that, and you can't do it against a really good team like Alabama. I do want to say one thing. I was not a big believer in Jalen Milroe. But he's a good quarterback. He's not great, but he's good, and he's getting better every week. So Alabama guys, Alabama fans, take comfort, and I think you've got a pretty good quarterback, and he's just a sophomore. He's getting better, and I think by the time you guys get to the SEC championship game, I think he'll be a really good quarterback, because I don't see LSU beating you all there. I just don't see that. I think you all beat LSU, and I see you all going to the SEC championship game. So that's enough of me rambling on. I've cried enough. I've yelled enough, and so now let's talk about the stats in this game. Like I said earlier, Alabama won 34-20, scores 27 consecutive points in the second half. Total yards. Tennessee had 404 total yards in this game. Alabama had 358. So Tennessee actually had more total yards than Alabama did. I definitely would have took 400 total yards if you would have offered it to me before this game. I would have thought that would have been enough offensively to get this victory. But Tennessee settled for a lot of field goals when we should have had touchdowns. And just didn't do anything in the second half. So, passing yards, Tennessee had 271 yards passing. Alabama had 220, and that's about what they average. We were way above our average. We were at least 50 yards above our average. So we did really good passing the football, especially in the first half, hitting some big plays, and getting off to a fast start. Rushing yards. Now, this is the thing. This is the first warning sign of why we lost this game. We had 133 yards rushing. That's well under 100 yards off our average. Alabama had 138 yards rushing, and they actually outrushed us in this game. We came into this game as the sixth best rushing team in the country, and we did not live up. We did not live up to that. Alabama, especially in the second half, was able to clamp down and shut down our running game, and then put us in third and long situations, and we were not able to convert. So they did a really good job in this game on that. Yards per play, Tennessee, we had 5.1 yards per play. It's better than we were last week, actually, against A&M. We were like 4 point something last week. Alabama had 5.7 yards per play. They made a lot of big plays, especially in the second half. Isaiah Bond, the bomb to him, Jermaine Burton, and Jalen Milroe had a lot of long runs that he was able to run for. We just lost our gap integrity, getting too far up the field, and he made us pay. First downs. We had 22 first downs. Alabama had 20. We actually had more first downs than they did. Kind of surprised me, but that's just how much we dominated in the first half and was not able to get it going in the second half. Third down efficiency. Tennessee was 8 for 18. Alabama was 5 for 13. So that 8 for 18 is not that bad. I would take that. Here's the second warning sign. Fourth down efficiency. Tennessee was 0 for 3. 2 of them were in our own territory. We were bailed out on one of them because Milroe threw the interception in the end zone, and the other one they scored a touchdown on. That's all on Josh Heupel. He did this last week against A&M. We have a good defense for the most part, and you can't put us in those situations. You can't punt the ball and let our defense see if we can get the ball back, especially with Joe Milton as your quarterback. And hey, listen, I'm not hating on Joe Milton. This is probably the best game he's played all year. Joe Milton played good enough for us to win this game. This ain't on Joe Milton. This was on Josh Heupel more than anything. This was on our defense losing their composure and not doing what they're supposed to do. This was on Tim Banks running some just stupid plays and blitzing when we really shouldn't have even had to blitz. Make Milroe make those plays. Make him trickle-late down the field and make him earn those TDs. Don't give them cheap TDs. And that's how they were able to score so many points so quickly. And then let's go to total plays. Tennessee had 79 total plays. Alabama had 63 total plays. So we had 16 more plays than they did. That's not bad. It's pretty good. Typically, we do have more plays per game than our opponent because we do go at such a fast pace. So that's not a big surprise. We did punt the ball 5 times. Alabama punted the ball 5 times as well. Penalties. We had 5 penalties for 55 yards. We were still below our average on the year. We were averaging 69 yards a game in penalties. We were at 55 this game. Alabama had only 5. I saw 3 or 4 plays that were interferences, but hey, it's SEC. You just have to get through that. And Alabama fans, if you're on this video, I know you're going to come on here and say, had the same thing happen to you all, and I'll be the first to admit you got some bad calls last year in Knoxville. So I'm not blaming it on the penalties. I'm not going to sit up here and say, hey, we won this, you all won this game because of the penalties. No, you have to overcome that. And the reason we lost this game was because we didn't play good in the second half. Didn't play good defense. We didn't play good offensively, and so that's why we lost the game. No excuses. Turnovers. We had 1 turnover where Joe Milton was stripped. Can't let that happen. He's got to know that guy's coming from the blind side. He has to be more aware. But that's what the scoop and the score that made it a 2-score game. Alabama actually had 2 turnovers themselves. Had the interception and the fumble. So we actually won the turnover battle. But and then time of possession, we had the ball 27 minutes and 41 seconds. Alabama had the ball for 32 minutes and 19 seconds. So you look at the box score, and you would honestly think probably Tennessee would have won that game, but that's not what happened. Alabama wins 34-20. In the preview, I had Alabama winning by 7, but they won by 2 touchdowns. Obviously, I wish we could do that second half over again. Tennessee this year has been plagued by playing they haven't put a whole game together. They're playing a quarter here, a quarter here. You cannot do that. You have to play a complete game. You can't do that, especially against a really good football team like Alabama. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up by just saying it's a shame that we blow a lead like we did, and we were firmly in control, and we end up getting beat 34-20. But anyway, congrats, Alabama fans. You got us this year. Hopefully, we get you all back in Knoxville. But anyway, we got to put this game behind us and go into Lexington and get a win over them. Kentucky doesn't really look that good, but neither do we. So who knows what will happen with the way this team's playing. So anyway, I'll talk to you all. I'll talk to you all later, and go Vols.